Creepshow art. Her art gets better, but her content gets worse. Buckle up, buttercups. It's time to spill the beans. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here and you didn't already, my name is Tarrah and thank you so much for being here. If you like commentary and you like my vibe, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell down below so you don't miss on any of my new uploads. Alright you guys, today's video is one that I've been working so long on. This has taken me so many months, so many hours of research, so many notes taken. This is going to be my deep dive on Creepshow art. If you're unfamiliar of who Creepshow art is, here on YouTube, her name is Shannon. She is a commentary channel here on YouTube. She's 27 years old. I first discovered her and became a fan of her back when she did her story times. She does commentary while there's art being drawn in the background. Sometimes it's her drawing the art. Sometimes she has other people submit art to be featured in her videos, which I think is really, really awesome. But over time, I started to realize some behaviors that were kind of, just kind of not, that they just didn't sit right with me. I'm going to warn you, there will be some parts of this video that could be triggering to some. I will also warn you that this video might be kind of long. I'm not here to try to knock someone down. I do think that she has done some really amazing things as far as helping some survivors with Davi Vanity. Her and Tamimi have done. I think it's really great that she shouts out other smaller creators. We'll be touching on a video Creepshow art made about Jaclyn Hill and Jaclyn Hill's father. I will be touching on the Ariel Versace situation with the false allegations with that whole thing. We'll be touching on the fact that she has accused multiple people of being P-words without sufficient evidence. I will be talking about poorly researched and constructed videos. I will be talking about her correlation and relationships with the Goon Squad. The Goon Squad. We'll be touching base on the strawberry milk situation. I will be also talking about the Hopeless Peaches situation. I want to also discuss the allegations of her and her friends dogpiling on certain creators to kind of destroy them and just demolish their reputation. Shannon is very known for making very rant-like type commentary videos about trending topics. She has been very known to just kind of let her emotions get the best of her. She's very known for being loud, outspoken, for using very self-deprecating humor.
If I could edit like D'Angelo Wallace or Witchit or fucking T-Spill, this video would be a lot more fun, but I can't. I suck. I know. If you didn't want to unfollow because of my blatant racism, you should probably unfollow for that and go follow D'Angelo, Witchit, or fucking T-Spill. They're great.
Everybody uses humor in their own way. Everybody likes different styles of comedy. I always did like Creepshow art's videos. I thought that they were very well done in the beginning. Back in the day, she used to space out her videos and I thought they were really well researched. But then I noticed when she started growing larger, her videos started to come out more frequently and they started to seem a lot less researched, poorly constructed. Much like Blair White, she kind of was just jumping the gun, in my opinion. I've kind of noticed that with larger creators, like once they start to take off, it's kind of like they just have this need to keep continuing to push out content. What these creators don't realize is that what we put out there as commentary channels, people take with face value. And even though we can advise people to do their own research and make their own opinions, a lot of people don't. And when people stands get attached to certain creators, they will just run with whatever narrative that creator gives us, you know? It was even an accident of how I started doing my research on her. I was actually researching for a video about Without a Crystal Ball. If you remember, Creepshow art said that Without a Crystal Ball doxed her in Unirock's Discord. I realized by doing my research that Shannon has doxed herself. She's doxed herself in her own videos and she has also doxed herself in someone else's live stream before. I'm not going to put those clips in here. Yes, I do believe that Without a Crystal Ball did the wrong thing. It was not right of her to do, but I also believe that if Shannon has put that information out there before, you can't really like come for somebody the way that everybody came for Without a Crystal Ball when everything happened. That was just blown way out of proportion. While doing my research for Creepshow art, I ended up finding an old video that I remember watching calling Jaclyn Hill's father a cult leader. The title of that video is actually Jaclyn Hill's dad is a cult leader. Creepshow art states that Jaclyn Hill's dad claims to be God. She shows a LinkedIn as proof of this, which I will show you the clip of it.
Jimmy Boy, Jim Bulls over here, is a bona fide cult leader. No, I am not saying that to be cute. I'm not saying that to meme or prank you guys. I am literally sitting here telling you to your face that the man who provided the semen to make one of the most prophetic and profitable liars on YouTube has a LinkedIn page where he says his current job is that he is God. His job is that he's God. He's just God, which is a completely fine and normal thing to put on a resume, on LinkedIn, anywhere. It's something that I will probably now, till the end of time, put on all my resumes after seeing this, seeing as I didn't realize that that was something you could do, especially not on LinkedIn. It is funny to me, though, that God would need to use LinkedIn, because God wouldn't need it, I don't know.
She misleads her audience, because if you actually pause and look at that clip, the LinkedIn, he puts his employer as God. He doesn't say that he's God. And this is one of those videos where I feel like Creepshow Art really just ran with something that she found and let the emotions that she was having get the best of her. I think she was just so excited that she found this information that, again, she didn't think it through. She was still standing by this video even though she was heavily criticized for it for a long time. The link was still on Twitter and she unlisted it. She didn't private it actually, so I was able to rewatch the whole video, get clips from it. That video in itself is just very ew in my opinion. And the tweet that I found was actually Shannon saying how the dad is a cult leader. And that's where Jaclyn Hill must get her lying from, which she goes on to say later that she was just joking around. And that's another thing that I feel like Shannon does, is that anytime she gets called out for things, she just blames it as joking around. But if you listen to the tone of her voice, she doesn't come off like she's joking.
This man is the man who put his hoo-ha into someone else to make Jaclyn. So I guess we know where she learned how to boldface lie online. So much so that she made an entire brand off it. And like him, like they both made brands off this. Oh my god, I'm losing it. I am losing it. There's total crackhead energy right now. Again, I just need to get this out of my mind and out of my body, because if I didn't discuss this with someone, I would be sitting here sweating and losing my mind. So there is so much more on Jim Ellers.
5 months ago, which I think when I wrote this script, it was like 6 months ago, when she made her acknowledging my faults video. She stood by that video.
A lot of people, though, felt that I took it too far in that situation and it was too much. And I was trying to state that somehow Jaclyn's lies were actually because of her father and then trying to blame her for his actions. And that was not what I was trying to say. I was literally just joking about how strange it is, because to me, this whole situation is strange. The same kind of strange it would be if tomorrow my dad came forward and started making any of these claims and started doing the same shit. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if people said, why is your dad doing this, and associating me with him when you can associate me with him, you know? The main criticism I got from that video was that I was holding Jaclyn responsible for the actions of her father, and honestly I was not. That was never my intention, because that makes absolutely no sense to me. No child is responsible for the actions of their parents, and my only point was, hey, isn't this weird? Because it is weird. If you think that the video took that too far and was a mean-spirited in nature, then I completely understand your feelings, but that again was not my intention. The reason I felt comfortable making that video is because both Jaclyn and her father are public figures who work in the public arena. Had Jaclyn's father just been an average guy who keeps a low profile and doesn't have a website dedicated to how he can heal the sick and impoverished, but because both people are in fact public entities who have already been talked about by other YouTubers, I felt comfortable in talking about it. Even Jaclyn herself had previously talked about the trip she would take to South Africa with her family as a part of his job. So for me, personally, I didn't feel like it crossed any lines, and that's why the video is still up today. However, again, if you feel that I did cross lines and it does cross a boundary, you are absolutely entitled to feel that way. I just wanted to let you know why I happen to disagree.
And I never saw any proof in that whole video of him claiming to be God either. But that was the narrative that she ran with. And poor Jaclyn Hill, like, her father's not a public figure. Yes, he may have a website or whatever. And Jaclyn Hill had expressed in the past that she wasn't super close with her father. Her father has since passed. Maybe that's why Creepshow Art took the video down. Her making that video actually was the start of her and Hopeless Peach's their friendship falling apart, because Hopeless Peaches didn't agree with that video, much like most people didn't agree with that video. And if you read the comment section of that video, several people criticized Creepshow art for this video. Jaclyn Hill did respond to this video in a series of tweets about how disgusting it was, how she felt violated, and how Shannon's video went too far. Shannon stood her ground and saw nothing wrong with what she said. That video was really the video that set me to start to look at her in a different way. I'm sorry if I'm reading my notes, you guys, but this is just easier for me. 7 months ago, she made a video called, which is probably 8 months ago, The Racist Tumblr Artist. Shannon goes in to say that just because you draw people of different races doesn't make you racist.
Inherently racist. If it was, anyone who's ever drawn a fucking Simpson character is racist by default, because no human person in the world is as yellow as a Sharpie, and what are they trying to say? That's not okay, if that's the case. Since that time, a lot of you guys have told me your own horror stories about being accused of being racist for drawing people of other races, as well as some black artists have told me that they were straight up accused of being racist after drawing portraits of their own damn selves.
But then goes on to accuse the artist of being racist because they draw people of color with her words in enhancing their features.
The worst thing they did out of all of that is draw Finn from Star Wars like this. Now, if you have the time and the patience, feel free to write an essay in the comments down below why this image, this one right here on screen in front of you now, why this is wrong. Because I could write a 3-page thesis on it, and damn well already did. This right here, combined with this and this and this, that's a blatantly racist art style, my dude. Like this isn't an art style. It's just fucked up. Right here, it's racist and it's garbage. I want you guys to look at this image. Look at it really hard. Squint your fucking eyes till they bleed looking at this image. And I want you, in your mind brain, to focus on what you think the issue here is. If you stated that you literally cannot tell if this image was made with racist motivations towards Leslie Jones, then you are absolutely right. You see, during this time frame when this image was created, Leslie was receiving a lot of hate. Not only because the movie that this is based off of is genuinely outrageously bad, but because the press surrounding this movie was also just McFrickin' terrible. It got to the point where people were saying the worst things imaginable to her and about her. So the fact that she is drawn in this way and is the only character in this image shown to have fucking lip, it feels purposeful. And
one of her reasons for it being racist artwork was her comparison of some of this artist's work compared to other work. And in my opinion, I know so many people that make artwork. I love artwork, as you guys can see. I know artists that do make different styles of art. They don't stick with just one type of art.
It's just like, oh, this is just their art style. They can't do anything else. This right here is what they're capable of when they aren't making racist-ass caricatures and cartoons. This is a skill level they are actually at. I just wanted to let you guys know that in case you thought that this absolute garbage was the best they could do. This was all they're able to do. Their hands just can't draw anything else. It's not like it's me, where I'm pretty much unable to do better because I suck all kinds of ass.
I'm obviously a white woman, so I can't say whether this artwork is racist to people of color or not. But in her comment section, a lot of BIPOC people were saying that they did not find this artwork racist at all. And she herself has been called out for making artwork that came off racist. Top of that, this artist that she's calling out, she makes it seem like this person needs to be stopped and this person is, out there just terrorizing people, but they don't even make art anymore. So like, what was the point of you being so hyped up about this when in reality, like, this person doesn't even make art anymore and what you say kind of doesn't even make sense? It's kind of like that fake wokeness or that performative activism that we see a lot of YouTubers do. I'm not saying that's what she's doing here, but that's just kind of the vibe that some people I saw were seeing. Creepshow art. Her art gets better, but her content gets worse. By the way, Shannon, you're welcome for all of the watch time. There was a video that she made called H3H3 is faking drama with Trisha Paytas for views, and it is gross. So H3H3 had made videos about Trisha. It was like the whole Instagram versus reality. I'm sure you guys remember that. It was very trending. H3H3 and Trisha were going in a spat back and forth on Twitter. It was a huge thing. Trisha got really upset about it. She was very triggered by it. I know you guys probably remember. Comment down below if you remember this beef. It was like a huge thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure his video, if I remember correctly, it went viral because it was just like showing this really bad angle of Trisha and then like Trisha all dolled up. In Creepshow Art's video, she claims that it's ridiculous that they created this fake beef. I genuinely think that Trisha was genuinely upset about that whole situation. Do I think that in the long run, Ethan and Trisha hashing it over benefited them? And do I think that they've created fake drama since then? Probably. But in that instance, I believe that it was 100% genuine. And of course, Creepshow Art said that, you know, it's all fake. But I feel like she's like orchestrated drama within her friend group to create views and get views. So, I mean, the hypocrisy is real here. She made her video finally addressing my beef with D'Angelo Wallace. I know her friends have made exposed videos on her, but they weren't really exposed videos. You know, so it's kind of the same thing. So if you're gonna make a ranty ass video about a fake beef and be that upset about it, why would you go and do the same behavior? We all know fake beef is good for views, so like, why are you so upset about it? You know what I mean? Let's get into strawberry milk, shall we? This video is titled The Worst Twitter Artist Ever. And this one is kind of a controversial one, you guys, because you either feel one way about it or the other. And I want to start this section off by saying that everybody handles trauma differently and everybody's artwork and art style is different. How you feel about this situation is going to be unique to you, but I just want to talk about this because I have seen opinions from both sides of the spectrum when it comes to the strawberry milk situation. Strawberry Milk was very known for making very graphic art, like comic book style type of art. In my opinion, Shannon could have taken the chance to really open a discussion about art therapy in this video about strawberry milk. And if it's appropriate for artists who have gone through traumas to make art, to express their trauma in a way that strawberry milk was doing, to talk about how art therapy is used as a coping mechanism for people who have dealt with traumas, and whether or not making art in this form that strawberry milk was is appropriate or not, but instead she turned it into this ranty, obnoxious like takedown of strawberry milk. In my opinion, art is a form of expression. Again, I'm a huge art fan. I buy so many people's art. I love commissioning people for their art. Art therapy is a thing. Not to mention, have y'all never heard of lollies, I believe is what they're called in anime, or hentai? Claim somebody is a pedo because of their art style, in my opinion, is just really ignorant. But again, I do understand that it could be triggering for some people. And like I said, people do fall on one end or the other when it comes to this kind of art therapy. And that goes into the whole Creepshow Art claiming so many people are P-words. And I feel like too many people, commentary channels especially, on this platform are so quick to call someone a P-word or a pedo because of something minute or a false allegation. And I know she did that with Realstream News, even though the person who accused Realstream News of whatever, there's evidence that that did not happen. There's evidence of, you know, the girl has even come forward and said that that didn't happen. She refuses to take down her video, calling Realstream News a predator and a rapistist. And, you know, we need to, like, stop using those words so loosely. We get almost, like, desensitized when we keep hearing it over and over and over again. Yes, it's great for views. Yes, it's great for clicks. Yes, it's, you know, all that, but it can really damage somebody and their real life and their reputation. What happens on the internet can carry into your real life and can really affect somebody long term, whether it be trying to get jobs or relationships, friendships. Shannon also goes on to express how she feels this artist is and isn't allowed to express their trauma, mocks them for talking like a child.
Starting simply at the name thing, starting at this adult woman deciding to write their name in a way they assume a baby would say it, and having merch that says stupid little puppy girl that is made in crayon and talk on Twitter about being a little girl all the hecking time. That's weird. It's McFrickin' weird. As a full-grown adult person who has lived on this planet for 26 years and has encountered every fetish from here to Timbuktu, I think it's fairly weird to do this on a professional art account that you are trying to make money off of, that you are trying to be a professional on. I think it's weird that you are using your professional account that you are trying to market and trying to use to get your work featured in professional magazines and zines alone to say that you are a child and you can't be held accountable for your actions because you're just so young when you're not a child and you're not that young. I think that's weird and gross. And you definitely shouldn't be doing that while trying to come across as an industry professional. But again, that's coming from me, the girl whose Instagram hashtag is Amber1buttslut, namely after the worst porn I had ever watched. So maybe that point is kind of...
Which I don't understand why them talking like a child and mocking them has anything to do with their style of art. For all Shannon knows, they're a part of the DLG community. I don't know how someone talking childlike and making trauma art makes them a pedo. I just really don't. And how does that make them in the hands of CP?
Is that I think we should all agree that absolutely none of what they're doing is okay. Drawing children in sexual situations, being peed on, engaging in fetish acts is not okay by any stretch of the imagination, and their reasoning for doing so is also garbage.
And on top of that, if the images were so awful and so triggering and were CP, why would you put a link to Strawberry Milk's Twitter in the description box? Why would you show those pieces of art? Because she did in her video. And that just doesn't make sense, but go off. And then as proof that this is CP and what have you, she shows a comment of somebody else sexualizing the artwork. But you can't control how somebody views something.
Supporting you are not the people who survived this and want to relive that trauma. They are the people who think this is hot, that treating children in this way is okay, and it's not. And I absolutely wholeheartedly refuse to pretend like that's what's happening here. You overcoming past trauma and abuse does not make it okay for you to perpetuate that trauma onto other people and also break the law via art.
So because somebody sexualizes a child, we'll say, that makes it the person's fault or the child's fault? Like, make that make sense for me. Make it make sense. She also posted the artwork in her thumbnail. Like, none of it makes sense. It's such a contradiction. It drives my brain crazy. She claims they're illegal, but again, if they're illegal, why would you post them? Why would you link them? She did take the link out eventually, but at the time it was linked. And then she started spewing off laws that didn't even correlate and that weren't even true.
It's never been the case. Actually, okay, that's a lie. It was the case briefly in 1996 when the CPPA Act passed and stated that virtual CP is not intrinsically related to the hurt of children and therefore the depictions of it aren't deemed unlawful. But that was quickly overturned and led into the creation of the PROTECT Act from 2003, where it states that any material that has visual depictions of any kind, including drawing, cartoon, sculpture, or painting, that depicts a minor engaging in sexually explicit conduct and is obscene, or depicts an image that is or appears to be a child engaging in that action, owning and distributing that work is a criminal activity. It's illegal, meaning that the explicit artwork that this person is creating is actually illegal. It's illegal. End of. They are making blatant depictions of minors who are noticeably minors, who everyone can see and tell they are minors based off their body, who state in comic that they are under the age of the consent.
And the whole video is a mess, in my opinion. Next up, I want to talk about dogpiling on creators, which I've seen her and her friend group do a lot. Most infamously right now with Without a Crystal Ball. And even though I do believe that Without a Crystal Ball has done a lot of problematic things, toxic things, I've made videos on her myself. I do believe that she is going through enough right now, and that I do believe so many people have gotten so obsessed with her that it's almost unhealthy. So something I've noticed about Shannon and her friends are that they seem to target someone and then they all attack. It's kind of like the Mean Girls, you know? One of them will come out with a video and then they'll all file suit. And I sometimes wonder if anyone in that friend group actually has their own original idea. I mean, they all make the same content. They all have the same thoughts. None of them bring anything new to the table. So it's like, do you guys just all sit around and chat and like gather the same info and all have the same ideas? This is one of those people to, along with a lot of her friend group, to use those very serious titles to get clicks and get people in, and then just over dramatize it, blow it out of proportion. And again, it's really damaging and harmful to the people that they do this to, because it does follow these people off of the internet and it affects their real life. With that being said, let's get into probably the worst thing that I think that Shannon has done in her career, and that is the allegations of Ariel Versace leaking nudes and accusing her of CP. Ariel Versace and Shay of RuPaul's Drag Race. Shannon accused them of having CP, tweeting out CP.
You're not going to spread the sex and nudes of a minor in order to make yourself better. I looked up to you people. How the fuck is this okay? That is gross. That is fucking gross. And I'm disappointed in each and every one of these queens because I was genuinely fans of them. Especially Shay, because she is straight up one of the most beautiful and gifted performers to ever compete on Drag Race. She's amazing. Attacking a 19-year-old to the point where he can no longer go online, where he can't be here because so many people are sending him his old nudes, which you don't think that's triggering? You don't think the act of having your naked body sent to you that was you when you were a minor, you don't think that would hurt someone? You think that's fine. You think that's funny. They were leaked as revenge porn by someone who is hurting him, and that is sickening that you would do it. It's sick. It is gross. God damn it. And Ariel's a YouTuber. Ariel Versace on YouTube? Gross. You're gross.
I'm honestly surprised that they didn't sue her for defamation, like very surprised. Ariel had retweeted texts that allegedly Jake Yancey, I believe is how you say his name, I always say his name wrong, had sent at allegedly 17, making another 17-year-old feel uncomfortable. It was a big thing. The 17-year-old said Jake Yancey made them feel pressured to send nudes, and when they did, Jake Yancey screenshotted them without permission. Jake Yancey talks about their Drag Race community, so his content is mainly based around Drag Race, RuPaul's Drag Race. Somehow these texts turned into Shannon making a whole ass dramatic ass video accusing Ariel of tweeting out a minor's nudes, revenge porn. This video has been deleted, but it was uploaded, and as we know, the internet lasts forever. It was not hard for me to find this video. It was not hard for me to find the screenshots of all of this going down. And and people wonder why Creepshow Art has deactivated Twitter. And it's also funny that Creepshow Art's friend made a video called Creepshow Art is Lying to You, and there is a video called that exact title calling Creepshow Art out for all of this stuff. So do you think it's a coincidence that they have the exact same title, but the friend of hers has a larger platform? So in the algorithm and in the search engine, that video comes up first. Do you think it's a coincidence? I don't think it's a coincidence. That video calling her out is by Charity Rivers. I will link it down below. In Shannon's later apology video, she would gaslight like hell. And I mean, like crazy, y'all. She gaslit everybody about these texts. She lies and said that she was mistalking, saying sex, which is BS. That was total BS. I've seen the video. Again, I will link Charity's video down below. Nah, girl. I want to warn you that if you do watch Charity's video, that trigger warning. That's all I'm gonna say. During Creepshow Art's apology video that she made, in my opinion, she used past incidences in her life and past mental health issues, current mental health issues, as an excuse of why they messed up, why they weren't credible. Ariel did clap back at Shannon on Twitter after Shannon made her video, and I'll show you the screenshots of that. I'll also link the Reddit post down below where I found all this information so you guys can find it too. I'll link anything down below that I have, so you guys can, do your own research and form your own opinions about these things. I also want to say that I've noticed that Shannon is always the victim. She's always getting death threats. She's always getting doxxed. She's always getting threatened. She's like with lawsuits or by people, but never shows proof of these things. And it's funny too because she came after Without a Crystal Ball, just like many other people, for saying Without a Crystal Ball didn't listen to all the cease and desist Tati sent, and she's not listening to this lawsuit. But yet Creepshow Art can claim all these people were going to sue her, or all these people are threatening to sue her, but yet she continues to make content about them. So it's kind of hypocritical in my opinion. I don't know. Let me know what you guys feel. Because I know everyone hates Without a Crystal Ball or whatever, but a lot of the behaviors that Without a Crystal Ball has, I actually do see in Creepshow Art, but that's just me. It's like the what do you call it, like professional victim. And for how old she is, like I'm only, what, 4 years older than her, 3 years older than her. I understand what it's like to be in that headspace, so I really hope that she does address those issues, because I just see this as a repeating pattern with her. It's never her fault, it's always the other person, and she will make content about, like Lily Jean. She just made a new video about Lily Jean, but there was no reason for her to make a new video about Lily Jean. I filmed this video like a month ago, but this is present day basically from when you guys will see this video. Community tab post, she claimed that she was getting death threats, and that's why she hadn't been uploading, or she hadn't uploaded that video sooner. But again, it's that perpetual victim narrative, and it's kind of just like, can you just take accountability? Or she'll take accountability but be like, oh, I understand this. She'll have to take accountability, or she'll say things were jokes when you can tell in her tone that they weren't jokes. So it's just a lot of like back and forth and just mental head games, in my opinion. Lots of gaslighting, manipulating your audience. Me, she's old enough to do better. And with a platform as big as her platform is, it's really sad, because I have seen videos from teenagers where they really hold her to this really high standard. And if that's the kind of role model you want to be, then have at it. But it's not the kind of role model I would want to be. I also wanted to talk about another video that Creepshow Art made, which is called "Former Reality Star Threatens to Sue Me Over This." In this video, Shannon goes to talk about the Talk of Love podcast, which I also really love the Talk of Love podcast. I was a huge fan of Rock of Love, Flavor of Love on VH1 growing up. I'm showing my age here. Let me know in the comments down below if you know all of the Of Love shows. Oh my gosh, it was like trashy reality TV goodness. I watched it as a teenager, early 20s. Oh, so good. Just great TV. So Lacey Skulls from Rock of Love started a podcast here on YouTube. It's called Talk of Love. I'll link it down below. It's so good. Heather was her co-host. They formed this podcast. They were doing really well. I noticed in like episode 2, 3 that their vibe started to be a little off. There was a huge beef between them. Drama went down. Well, oh my gosh, you guys. Creepshow Art somehow got involved in the split up of Lacey and Heather, and Creepshow Art claimed that Heather threatened to sue her and threatened to go after her. But in this video, Creepshow Art shows no proof of Heather doing this. Now, I do think that Heather and Lacey having this fallout, you know, it sucks, but it happens. I've spoken with Heather, and Heather has denied that she ever said any of that. She says that Shannon is a liar, and that she does believe that Shannon shouldn't have used her clips or her photo because the video was taken down. What Shannon ended up doing was taking video from a video Heather did in response to Lacey during this whole shenanigan. It's a whole thing. It's a mess. I don't have enough time in my day to explain it. I'll link Creepshow Art's video down below because it explains it a little bit better than I'm going to explain it. But again, Heather claims that this is all a lie. She just said all of this for views. Again, we have another example of Creepshow Art just lying for views, embellishing stories, loses more credibility in my opinion. You have her audience who, again, will run with any narrative that she puts out there. And that's another critique that I have of Creepshow Art, is that a lot of her videos, especially videos calling people P-words and, you know, racist and all this other stuff, they have no evidence of this. They have no screenshots. Any proof or evidence that she does show is either highly inappropriate, doesn't add up, doesn't make sense. You know, it's kind of one of those things where you can put the screenshot in, but most of the time people aren't pausing to read the screenshot. They're just going with whatever is being said. And that is so bad, you guys. Always pause and read the context, read the screenshots, because anybody can put something on the screen and say something different. And I've seen so many drama channels, commentary channels do this. Don't know why they don't get called out more for this. Toby made who's a commentary art channel here on YouTube. They had made a video calling Creepshow Art out for a ton of different things. I thought the video was very well executed. I remember when I watched it. It's been since taken down, and Creepshow Art did a whole response video to this video. Again, she gaslit her audience about the most of the critiques that Toby had. Toby's in a whole mess herself right now. Let me get into Hopeless Peaches. So Hopeless Peaches is another art/commentary channel here on YouTube. Her and Creepshow Art were friends at one time, but like I said earlier in the video, Shannon and her had a fallout back when Shannon made the video about Jaclyn Hill's father. Hopeless Peaches didn't agree with that video, and Hopeless Peaches told Shannon she didn't agree with this video, but Shannon felt betrayed because when Toby made her exposed video about Shannon, Hopeless Peaches had actually told Toby a bunch of stuff about Creepshow Art and lied on Creepshow Art, basically. Are you keeping up? I mean, this is just so much petty commentary drama. This is why I don't think I will ever have YouTube friends, because this is just insane, all of this drama. It's like, how can one person just get into so much drama? I don't understand. Hopeless Peaches has expressed that they have several mental health issues. They're going through a lot. People have called Hopeless Peaches out for her own issues and things like that. But a lot of creators have made videos on Hopeless Peaches, including Creepshow Art. A lot of Creepshow Art's friends have made videos on Hopeless Peaches. I feel like the relationship between Creepshow Art and Hopeless Peaches should have stayed behind the scenes. I don't think that it's okay for larger creators to attack smaller creators, especially if those smaller creators have expressed that they're going through mental health issues and are expressing that they're having thoughts of, you know, SI or SH, you know, so that didn't sit with me really. And then to see all of her friends coming out making videos about Hopeless Peaches and Shannon in the comment section about people making videos about Hopeless Peaches, it just, again, is that dogpiling for me. Being in those comment sections of videos like that, it encourages that hate mob mentality, and it encourages and shows fans that you're encouraging that behavior. And I mean, while doing this research for this video, I watched videos praising Creepshow Art and coming for Creepshow Art, and I saw videos with maybe 5 freaking views on it with Creepshow Art in the comment section of those videos about her, whether it be good or bad. Like I said earlier, I filmed this video about a month ago, so Creepshow Art has yet again made another video about Hopeless Peaches. I guess somebody is doing like a documentary or some kind of like deep dive on the whole situation that happened between her and Hopeless Peaches and is kind of defending Hopeless Peaches. So it seems like Creepshow Art kind of ran to make another video about Hopeless Peaches, and it's kind of like this person has expressed that they're going through a lot. Some people believe that they did like bait with certain things, mental health things, we'll just say that. Hopeless Peaches has expressed that it was a legit thing. Sad all the way around. This should have never been brought to the internet, in my opinion. It should have been handled behind the scenes, especially if they were as good of friends as Creepshow Art says that they were. Friendships fall out all the time, but we don't need to like broadcast it on the internet. At what point are you just gonna like let it be done with? Like, why are you bringing her up once again? It makes no sense. Again, make it make sense. Even though I think it's great that she's supporting smaller creators, it encourages and shows these stans and fans, some of them being very, very, very young, that you are okay with people laughing at someone's mental health, coming for someone's mental health, you know, saying somebody is making up this, that, or other thing that they're going through with their mental health. And for someone who claims to be so for people and their mental health and taking care of their mental health, you seem to want to come for people when they're at their worst in regards to their mental health. Hopeless Peaches, Without a Crystal Ball, just are a few examples that I can think of. Making people out to be these horrible, horrible human beings. Running with your emotions, not thoroughly researching it, and as researching content and people and situations. And as commentary channels, I say this all the time, you guys, and I'm not saying that I'll never make a mistake. I've already made plenty of mistakes. But as commentary channels, when we make a mistake, we need to own up to it, take accountability for it, fix it, and do better. And I'm just not seeing that from her. I'm seeing a lot of trying to hide from things, trying to run from things, trying to scrub things, gaslighting, manipulating your audience, using past things as excuses for behaviors. There's nothing I hate worse than people that try to use their mental health, physical health as excuses for their behavior and don't show any growth or improvement. And that brings me on to her relationship with the Goon Squad. So if you don't know who the Goon Squad is, it's basically like Repzilla, Nick, whatever his name is, Repsion. I feel like Edwin's generation is in that, Tipster, Augie, all of those people. And they were deemed the Goon Squad by Chris Hansen, which I share a deep despise for Chris Hansen. She has a very strong friendship with these people, her and, a couple other girls, but it's mainly these Goon Squad boys, right? And Shannon seems to take much pride in being a part of this Goon Squad. She has shown that she takes much pride in being in this Goon Squad. She has vocalized she takes much pride in being a part of this Goon Squad. The issue with that is all of these people, for the most part, have shown very toxic behavior, lied to their fans, lied about having stalkers, doxed people, lied about people doxing them, have made racist comments, continue to make racist comments, make anti-Semitic comments, make transphobic comments. And Shannon has never not said she agrees with those things. Like, I understand that, you're friends with whoever you want to be friends with, but when you put on a platform that you're against racism, you're against transphobia, you're against and for people being, held to this standard, right? But then you associate yourself with people who are the exact opposite as what you say you stand up for and, you're fighting against. I mean, these people literally demanded that Deaf Noodles show his passport and then claim that he wasn't dark enough to be his ethnicity. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Like, I'm going to end this video because I know it's already been long enough. I would love to know how you guys feel. Did you guys know about some of the things that I talked about in this video? I might make a part 2 because there are more things that I do want to talk about, but I don't want to make this too long because I know it's a lot to sit through a super long video. And power to you if you sat through all this. Leave me a deuces if you made it this far. I would love to know if you did, and you're the true MVP if you did. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Again, I'd love to know how you guys feel down below, or you can give it a thumbs down. It's all gravy, baby. At the end of the day, it's all engagement. And don't forget, if you like my vibe, don't forget to subscribe, and I really hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. Bye!